Hey there guys, this is Skippy here once again from Skippy6 Gaming, coming to you with another episode of Top 3s. In this Top 3 episode, we're going to be looking at Top 3 interior design tips. So, we're just at my home little base here. I'm going to say that this is a perfect example of don't do what I do. This is pretty much why I made this video. It's going to be a quick tutorial of the top 3 tips on how to design your kind of home setup. This was my first one that kind of taught me a few lessons, so without any further ado, we're going to jump on in. Alrighty then! Here we are in my PvP world, guys, and we're going to come to you with number 3 interior design tip. Again, not so much for looking pretty, more for actual purpose, but here's a perfect example. Number 3 tip is make your residence hand-free. You know that it is silly, but when you go over here and you get to your house and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to go up the stairs, and something like that's really silly when you can really back right out of it just by having simple stairs, and you don't have to press X, press the button. But a little thing like this actually makes a big difference. In my domiciles, wherever they may be, you're gonna never pretty much ever see stairs like this. I don't want to be pressing X all day. X, 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 X. Think about it. I just saved 9 presses of the button. Again, you're looking in the big picture here, guys, and if you're playing Minecraft for a while, do you really want to press X and X and X and X? All you got to do is put some stairs there and you're going up the stairs without a button, or without any button pushing. So here's a perfect example as well. We're going to go here, and now another way to get up there would be just a ladder, because there is no button pushing. You just keep moving forward, and there you go. So there's 2 examples, guys. There's several examples of what you could think. A perfect other example will be any door that has 2 pressure plates in front of it. You know, if you put 2 pressure plates in front of the door, then you don't have to press a button. You don't have to click like, oh, click that. There you go. So try to do your best, guys, when making your home base. Again, something like water wouldn't be making it hands-free. You would be adding a step in by pressing a button. That said, if you take care of all of this, you really can cut down the amount of time you spend pressing buttons and spend that time on creating awesome Minecraft items. And here we go with the number 2.
Captain, incoming message.
And here we are with interior design tip number 2. Over here we brought you over to my creative PvP world that I do a bunch of builds and stuff in, just because I need to be on creative to show you some of this fancy stuff a little quicker. So the number 2 tip for interior design, right after number 3, which was locating everything in the right spot, is... Oh, that was number 1. So number 1 was locating everything in the right spot. Number 2 is lighting, guys. There are several ways. I do have a potion of vision on right now because it was nighttime in my creative world, but you have to light properly. It's always a good idea. And interior design wise, here are 4 or 5 different options that'll give you a little bit of light. So always try the backlighting. You know, this is a perfect example right here. We're gonna have a nice glow with some bamboo or sugar cane for the since that's the real name. But try backlighting things. You know, right behind your wall, do a wall of glowstone. This works exceptionally in creative. Again, on survival, you're not gonna have an extra 100 glowstone, but light behind pictures. You know, that looks really cool. It gives you a nice brightness without actually having like a big torch. You know, back in the olden, do you see any torches around here? I don't. Pretty much for my home areas, I don't use torches anymore. Always keep in mind that you can use nether quartz here, or whatever the heck it is, nether brick, sorry. Nether rack. So nether rack sets on fire with a steel and flint. Be careful, because there's a good example is I did that over here in my wool home. This is basically all going to be the bottom of an aircraft carrier at some point in time. But there you go. You can also use carpets. Notice right here the ridge, it's because I have carpets on top of glowstone. That's going to give a more natural lighting appeal off the floor without any specific glow. Again, 3 different sources of light right here, and then here's a few in the back I took off of the wool just to show you. But think outside the box, guys. You know, like something new and cool. This is something really cool. A fire 2 deep with a piece of glass. That will really illuminate nice. Here's one, just another rack 1 deep with fire, easy peasy, just in the ground. Again, you're not going to be able to walk over, you're going to fall in and get into fire, but there you go, guys. Think outside the box, be creative. But always worry about your lighting when it comes to interior design, because there's nothing better than lighting, and you need it, because without lighting, mobs are going to spawn in your base and kill you. But there you go, guys. That's the number 2 tip for interior design, is lighting, and catch you on. And here we are with number 1, the number 1 interior design tip. Guys, just look at this. I'm sorry for the hissing, but number 1 tip is location, location, location. So put everything where it needs to be. Perfect example is right here in my original survival world. I have my XP mob farm over here where I just farm XP all day long. That said, right next to it is where I put my enchanting table. Yes, I use it as a chicken farm as well, because it doesn't make a difference, and it's a good place to keep it, especially when you throw a little bit of light for them. So the number 1 tip, guys, is location, location, location. I keep my enchanting table next to my XP farm. I also keep my nether portal there. That said, I do that because almost always before you go into the nether, you're going to be enchanting some weapons, like some bows and things like that. And I'm sorry for the hissing, but let's just kill some of these off, and then maybe we'll minimize the hissing. And a good example of how it doesn't work was, again, this is my first little survival home, but here's the example. Down here I was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna make this automatic chicken cooker, and I did, and it works and everything. I mean, at the end of the day, there's no eggs in it right now, but it does work. But the thing is, it's way far away from everything else. It doesn't make any sense. I have my whole entire farmland down there with other chicken farms, and so always think about your location, guys. At the end of the day, you want to keep your, furnaces, you want to keep them near your chests. I mean, this is a good example, man. I made several arrows setting up shop here, but I learned along the way. So there you go, guys. That's the top 3 interior design tips. If you like this video, hit that like underneath. I could always use it. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see some cool new Minecraft console videos. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next top 3.